Temu and Amazon are really popular online stores you could shop from. But what if we're shopping for a barber kit? And what if we only have $100? Well, we're gonna put up the money counter and go straight to shop. All right, so now that I'm on Temu, I'm gonna search up clippers. Professional cordless hair clippers set for men. These will go with like any type of accessories when it comes to like the colorways and stuff like that. If you're trying to actually get a $100 barber kit, going black on black is just the way to go because there's gonna be a lot of accessories with a bunch of different colors and stuff like that. It has a clipper and it seems to have a digital dash. It has sharp teeth and then a travel bag, USB charging, triple foil heads, and then non-slip texture. I guess it has like some type of texture that's just gonna feel comfortable in hand. An LED display. This is $49 for the entire clipper trimmer and shaver kit. So it has 180 minutes of running time. A lot of the clippers nowadays, they don't have that type of digital dash. I guess they market as like a cheap product just because a lot of, you know, cheaper brands do it, but man, and that's actually probably the way I feel, but I feel like a lot of people would love it as well. So big corporations, please start incorporating digital dashes like this right here. This looks beautiful. And then you get a, I mean, I don't know whether they would put the box there, but you get a box with the box with a case. So a box with a case with the 3 clippers and then your cape. So the fact that this comes with a cape means you don't really have to go out and buy a cape. I'm gonna add that into the cart. All right, so the next thing I'm on the hunt for is accessories. And I found, I'm gonna go with sort of like a red and black theme. I like these shears right here. It's $14.73. I'm gonna add these into the cart. There we go. I added the regular shear. I'm not too sure about the texturizing shear. That would mean I would be spending $30 on just shears. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna need is a whole bunch of different barber combs and a lot of different styling combs. That way I'm able to just like work freely and I'm not too just janked up with like one single comb. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these right here. These are really nice. They're double-sided combs and stuff like that. They come with very, you know, a variety of different ones. So I'm gonna add that into the cart. Not too special, they're just combs. The next thing I'm gonna need is a duster and a brush, and I found one for actually a 3-piece for $408. I'm not complaining. I'm actually gonna add that into the cart right away without even blinking, all right? Now I found a razor that wouldn't make sense in my budget right now, but I really actually want it. I don't know why. It looks so cool, and it looks like it would fit the theme of my barber kit. That actually looks like a nice little product. I'm gonna add that into the cart. $8, not too shabby, not too bad. Okay, so we need some razors for that razor holder we just got. 100 pieces for how much? $5.83. I'm gonna add that into the cart. This is a different type of spray bottle that I've never really used. Actually, it looks like it's like a thumb type of thingy-majiggy instead of just pressing it like so. That's a weird explanation, but you kind of don't pump it with your fingers. You pump it with your thumb. I've never seen anything like that, so I'm gonna add that into the cart. Now, of course, I am gonna need hair clips. There's no way I could pass up on hair clips. I need to clip up the hair. Very little tiny hair clips, but hopefully they work. But hey, for $231, what a great deal, all right? $96. We're gonna keep going, all right? All right, so last but not least, I kind of want like something to give my barber kit some type of color or something. Not just the red, but I want a little bit more color, so I'm gonna go with this blue cape. Now we went over $1.97, equaling to $101.97. Guys, let's just pretend someone gave us $2 and we made it into the budget, because guys, this right here is still an amazing price. But now that we got all of our items, I think this is a very good selection for just a barber kit from Temu. Everything did seem to go up in price, but it's okay. Now let's go check Amazon. All right, so I logged into Amazon and I see a clipper and trimmer for $37.99, which is not usual. On Amazon, everything's a little bit more expensive. It comes with a cape, a comb, your clipper, trimmer, and then you have your guards. But it says 5 precise settings, so yes, it's clickable. Factory calibrated zero gap. So these are apparently zero gap. I'm not gonna have to zero gap them. I'm not too sure. The last trimmers that I got in Temu were they zero gapped? I'm not too sure. But anyways, high performance, effortless cutting, no hair pulling. But anyways, the other one said 180 minutes of runtime. This one says 150 minutes of runtime. There's a 10% coupon here, so I'm just gonna add that. Now we've got a shaver here. It's the cheapest shaver I could find, okay? It's $12.69 for a double foil. These right here, if I were to be buying a product and I were to be having a $100 budget, this is what I would probably get. This comes out to $50.68. Our past clipper, trimmer, and shaver from Temu that we just got was $50 too. All right, next thing I'm gonna be looking for is our razor, and this right here just light blue, and I love light blue. $60.67 is our total now. Okay, so we've got our shears now. We get 3 clips, We get a comb, we get a razor comb. Guys, this right here, I would say is a steal. And it's also a 1-day shipping. Amazon for sure is, the price is a little bit more expensive, but you're gonna get it way quicker. All right, so I'm gonna need brushes. These are called the Shappy Barber Fade Brush. I mean, I guess, whatever you wanna name them, the Shappies. It's a wool bristle, wooden handle, comfortable grip, suitable size. Apparently, you could brush your hair with them. I don't know why you do that, but this looks like a fake picture. $5 for one single brush, making it a total of $9.99, equals out to $80.65. All right, so none of my tools here come with a fade comb. I'm gonna need a fade comb to, you know, clip rubber comb and do all my, you know, accessory work. So $2.49, not bad for a babyless. Bam, a Diane spray bottle, assorted 15 ounce. Now this is pretty cool. I could choose within different colors, but I am gonna want the purple one. Why not? Now the next thing I'm gonna need that I got in my other barber kit as well is clips. This all comes in one pack for $5. That is an actual steal right there. $5, $4.99 to be exact. Okay, look, I understand I only have $7 left and you don't need this product here, but I'm gonna actually order it just to benefit me in the long run. You're gonna need a blow dryer somehow, and I didn't have a blow dryer for the Temu one, and I definitely need one now that I'm thinking of it, just to dry up and style the hair. So I went over our budget a little bit, but guys, a $15 blow dryer you cannot go wrong with. I'm gonna add that into the cart. And guys, I'm not saying you need this. If you really wanted to, then yes, add it. All right, so now that we chose out all of our tools, let's get into the unboxings. All right, so before I get into the unboxing, I just wanna let you know about MBU. MBU is a course I made in order for a beginner to go to pro in less than 30 days. Now, this is not just clipper giveaways, it's actually the exact formula that I followed in order to get to the position that you see me in right now. I am one of the leading barbers in the industry, and everything that is in that course is the blueprint of how I got here. Now listen, this all looks nice and stuff like that, but what truly matters is your knowledge. You really have to focus on that, and that's what I focused on every single lesson. You get about 200 lessons in MBU, so if you're actually serious about barbering, make sure to visit MartyBlendZuniversity.com. And guys, I made it cheaper than ever. I was gonna price it very, very high, but I thought of you guys, the beginner barbers and the people that really want to make the most out of their $100 barber kit, or your free clippers that might land on your doorstep whenever you buy the course. All right, let's actually go on with the unboxing. Oh, and by the way, everybody who joins MBU gets a lifetime 20% off code with WALL, so that already pays off for the course if you were to order a barber kit from there. Just saying. Anyways, let's get back into the unboxing. Okay, so we have all of our packages and they just came in. Now this seems to be a little bit more product than usual, which I love. So I'm gonna go with the Amazon products first. Okay, so let's go with our main tools first and then we'll get into the accessories. Check this out right here. It has a really flat blade. I love the texture of it. It has like some gummy type of feel in the middle. If we turn it on, it sounds pretty powerful. I like this. It does click, so it has 5 clickable levers. It's a Hattaker. I love the little like gradients from green to black. It kind of reminds me of like Spider-Man's, what is that? What is, man, that villain. Girl, the Green Goblin. Anyways, we have the little Green Goblin miniature version, the trimmer. It feels like it's a nice quality trimmer. Now we got our shaver with batteries. Let's see what this is all about. How do we turn this on? I thought this was like a power button or something, but it's like a little brush. I had no clue that it was even possible to just flip open a cap and then bam, and then lock it back up, bam. Now check out that gradient on that little Green Goblin clipper. That looks sick, bro. And then let me show you the trimmer as well. Check that out. And then this baby right here, which is not too fancy, but it'll do the job. Our $15 blow dryer. Whoa, this is huge, bro. All right, so this right here says Gunfu. Now, I don't know what to say about this blow dryer, but it's just giving like cheap, you know, cheapy vibes. But brushes seem to be pretty normal. They're not too crazy. Bam. Now, I already see some bristles coming off, which is not good, but 2 brushes. Again, they're just brushes. There's nothing crazy about them. Now, if we keep going, we're gonna go with our razor. Razor comes with like a little nice leather pouch. If we unbox this, please be blue. It is not blue. I knew it wasn't gonna be blue, and there is no blades included with that, but okay. Bam. Why am I smelling this, bro? This is a fade comb from Babyliss. Love this one right here. All right, so we have our shears in here. How do they feel? Not bad for $10, $5 a piece. They sound nice, bro. Wow. Razor combs. Now we have the little 2 clips, and then we have a little duster, and then we have a little comb that we do need. I actually didn't get combs. Okay, now we have our clips. All different types of colors, but the test always is to open it up. Does it give me some resistance? And yes, it does. And last but not least, our dented little spray bottle. I don't know why it got dented, but why is there water inside of there actually? Like there's a little bit of water droplets, but anyways, and why do I still have this on? Now that right there is our Amazon barber kit. I am more concerned about how these are gonna be working, our clipper, trimmer, and shavers. Now let's get on to unboxing our Temu kit. Now I'm gonna open up the clipper, trimmer, and shaver. Oh, now I don't know if you guys could see the print right there, but that's a crocodile type of looking case to me. Okay, so first things first, we get a barber cape. Yeah, it feels like a trash bag. But if we take a look at the clipper, trimmer, and shaver, the first thing I'm gonna be that on button. It said it was kind of touch. Oh, it has different RPMs. I didn't know that. I love when they add different RPMs because then you could fade better and you could make your low taper fades with a lower RPM, be very detailed with our lower RPMs. And then if you want to reduce all the bulk, you could ramp it up in speed and then shred off that hair and make it a buzz cut quickly and stuff. Clipper seems to kind of remind me of a low pro. The tiny little trimmer, let's turn this on. Ooh, okay. Okay, this right here looks like it's gonna be a very, very good trimmer. And then the shaver. This right here, I don't think this is just overpowered as heck right now compared to our Amazon one. But hey, these are feeling a little cheaper than our shaver, but our shaver does have a digital dash and it's a metal. Oh, and it's also USB-C. Are these all USB-C? No, it's just a shaver. All right, so now we're going into our accessories. We have the hair clips. There's a bunch of them. They do feel like they would just hang on there. They're a little smaller in length, so you're gonna need like 2 to fill in the size of one of these. We have our blade here, our shears. Wow, these are probably the best shears I've gotten. This comb in specific seems to have like a small ruler on the sides. I would probably use that for like a lineup or something. That'd be cool. All right, so we've got a whole bunch of combs. This is basically the entire arsenal here. This is everything you're gonna need when it comes to combs. I love these. This is my favorite right here where it has like that sectioning too. So you can just section neatly and then part. Spray bottle I was looking for. So usually you go, not this one, you go, this kind of makes me feel like I'm gonna water some plants, you know, like, oh yeah, yeah. I love my roses. And then we have another cape, but this one right here, I requested it in red, and what did they give me? A red one. I don't know why, but that's why I like Temu. Like, they just give you extra stuff. Ooh, okay, so our barber brush right here. I thought I got a 3-piece barber brush, but I guess, hey, this makes it up, and I'm not complaining, okay? Honestly, a single brush could do, and this seems really good quality. I actually like this one better than the Amazon one already, so I'm just gonna put that out there. And last but not least, we have a little barber razor. This is what I'm talking about. This right here feels like quality. This is probably the best part of the entire barber kit right now. Temu, Amazon, I love you. These actually feel like very, very good quality kits, so it's time to see which barber kit is the best. All right, so you can see that on my left, I have a Sheen barber kit, and on the right, I have the Amazon barber kit. Now, this actually looks like quite a bit compared to a lot of $100 barber kits. I don't know why, it just looks like quite a bit. It looks like my tray is a little bit more filled up than usual, but hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually a good thing. So let's start off with the Sheen barber kit. Now, as you can see, I have a cape on already, and that is the one from Sheen. So let's start off with this side right here, inputting our baseline with our trimmer. 65 RPM, oh, 6,500 RPMs. And then I'm gonna make a circular baseline. Okay, I'd say this cut's actually better than a lot of trimmers that are out there just stock. I haven't zero gapped these, I haven't done anything to them, so just for them to cut like this, pretty good. The way these are shredding hair is actually insane. What the? Okay, these are definitely doing. All right, Temu has actually never disappointed. Whenever it comes to, you know, cheap barber kits, guys, look at these. They're just mowing through the hair. So I'm gonna set everything down, start lining up. All right, so this lineup right here, insane, and it all came from Temu's trimmer. Now, as usual, we always rate every single main clipper, trimmer, and shaver. So what I will give this trimmer right here, I'd give it a 5. This trimmer is absolutely insane. Look at that. It just lined up. You could see that sharp C-cup and that neckline, as well as our baselines. I'd give this trimmer a flat 5. The Amazon trimmer. Okay, now let's go on to this side right here. This is the Amazon side, and right off the bat, as soon as I use my brush, all these bristles are coming off. I don't like that. Ooh, I had a little bit, okay, they're not that bad. Now I had a little bit more faith with our Amazon trimmers here because Amazon is a company that a lot of people order from. Like, I feel like they get more of the pass whenever it comes to a barber kit. That's where I know I ordered my first barber kit ever off of Amazon. So for this not to, see, it's not even lining up my C-cup, which is not so great. Like, these trimmers kind of disappointed today. Let's go ahead and try to debulk at least the bottom of this taper right here. All right, they're not bad for debulking, but to line up, pretty freaking horrible. Crazy part is the fact that these sound better. Like, don't let the sound fool you. These sound so much lighter. Like, check this out. And then if you compare to this, that sounds fast. Like, it just has a little like jet engine to it, but it's not cutting so well. What I'll have to rate this one right here, the Amazon one, is a flat 3 stars. I'm gonna give them 3 stars. All right, next up, we're gonna go with the main tool. So now we have this beautiful matte black clipper. Bam, I'm gonna turn it on. I'm not even gonna say anything. This sounds pretty weak, but you guys just saw that a little weak motor does not matter when it comes to the actual cut. So now it's pretty weird because it doesn't have any notches, but you could kind of hear the notches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notches. All right, cool. So we're gonna use our corner. Okay, not bad. See, what I'm looking for here is some power, at least from the clipper, not a trimmer. A trimmer doesn't need as much strength as a clipper because, again, you're gonna be debulking a lot with this. I'm looking for a little bit more of precision whenever it comes to a clipper. This right here didn't give me too much. You could see that it kind of did blend out my next line. I mean, that could be a good thing if you don't really know how to blend. So yes, a cheaper Barber Kit may do its job, but I know that in the long run, these probably won't last as long. They feel cheap, and then the power is not there. So imagine over time. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, that's a 2 star. But what about the Amazon ones? Well, let's jump right into this. All right, so you can see that there's a flat, harsh line. And you're like, Marty, a harsh line isn't that bad. Yes, within the fading process, yes. Not when you're trying to implement your first guide, because this is gonna give you the honest truth on, you know, what you're cutting. And if I'm being real with you, that's why I told you the other side looked blended, because this right here is a very harsh line. But that's a good thing because it's gonna be more precise whenever you put on your guards and stuff. So Amazon clipper, I'd have to go with a good 4.5 stars. And now that we're completely done with the clippers, you already know what's next. Our shaver. Now for this shaver right here on Amazon's, really quick, it doesn't come with batteries. So I have to open it up like that. So I guess this would kind of be like a better alternative to like a on-the-go shaver. I don't really like these kind of shavers just cause, you know, I don't like batteries. Okay, so that's my shaver right there. Right there. Oh, yep. So whenever you have it covered, you know, it's off, obviously. And now if we go and you actually put the lid down, what? It turns on. Okay, I didn't expect that. I've never seen a shaver work like that, but I guess we're gonna use it on our model now. Bam. All right, not bad, not too shabby. It's just not the best. This would be ideal for someone that just wants an in-home type of shaver and kind of really doesn't know anything about shavers. I don't like this shaver, to be honest. I'm gonna give it a 1. So that's a 1 right there. Now this one looks more like a beast. This is what I'm talking about right here. It's also heavy metal. Bam. That sounds good too. And it's a double foil, not a single foil. This right here. Oh, I thought I saw a single foil. This is a double foil too. But yeah, this is so much of a smaller foil. Less follicles are gonna fit in there. So let's go on with this big beast right here. Now for this specific area, I'm just gonna use light pressure. All right, so this is so much easier to use. Yeah, I'd have to say this right here is a 5 star. 5 star shaver, and just because it's a 5 star, I'm gonna use it back here to shave off everything left behind. All right, so we just reviewed the main tool, the clipper, trimmer, and shaver. Now let's head on to all the little accessories. But enjoy just a quick montage of me cutting through this. That way you guys get to see the actual tool in usage. All right, let's get in there. Okay, when it came to my accessories from Temu, everything from comb, spray bottle, and even the hair clips were making the job pretty smooth. When it came to lining up with our trimmer, it seemed like it had no problem getting those crispy lines that we all love, especially with these tapers like you see here. The fading process for the Temu side was a bit average. I do wish the Temu kit had a better clipper because the trimmer and shaver were outstandingly good, but if it just had a better clipper, it would have been so much of a better kit. Alright, all I'm going to say here is my shears were top notch. They almost cut like my professional ones. our razor was a bit out of our budget, but everything from the looks and feel made it feel like it was worth it. Okay, as far as the Amazon kit, the accessories felt a little bit better quality. Not too sure, but hey, maybe it's just placebo. The clipper was still way better here than the Temu one, but the only thing here is the guard system was just a little bit off. It didn't really cut like it was a true 2 or a true 1.5, so if you know what I mean by that, it just didn't have the proper numbers. Now I guess you could say after a while of using these trimmers, they were cutting a bit better, but definitely not better than the Temu ones. Now one thing about Temu is it didn't have a fade comb, so this right here is a plus for Amazon. Alright, look, shears don't compare to Temu's here. They're nowhere close, but they still cut and did the job. Now truthfully, these both barber kits really match up as a tie. If you think otherwise or you agree, comment down below. Overall guys, when it comes to cheap barber kits, I think it's a great investment. I want you to remember it's not all about the tools though, it's about the skill, which is the reason why I made my course MBU. So if you want to master the art of barbering, again, visit MartyBlendzUniversity.com. You can even try it for $1 to get started using the link below. Alright, that's been it for me. I'm MartyBlendz and I'm out. Peace.